Our top stories of the year, the countdown continues now to number 4. It has to be the Kentucky Wildcats, Rick, who had one heck of a year last year, and the National Player of the Year in Oscar Tshiebwe.
Yeah, consensus National Player of the Year. We've seen Players of the Year in this area before, guys like Darrell Griffith, Purvis Ellison, but this was a guy everybody voted him Player of the Year. He was a monstrous rebounder, a very good scorer, a tenacious guy who really did play for the name on the front of the jersey. The only flaw you could find, though, in his resume was he was part of that Kentucky team that had the puzzling and still hard to explain loss to St. Peter's in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Cal doesn't want to talk about it anymore, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it still because it is truly one of the most puzzling losses in NCAA history. St. Peter's, of course, went on to have a Cinderella run that they did. But at the time, it was shocking. It wasn't expected. It was scary. It was weird. You were wondering
all of those.
Why this Final Four favorite was losing to a school you've never heard of. But that's truly what we love about March Madness. It's fun. Yeah. And what was that loss like for you, Rick? Have you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah, I've seen some stunning losses before, but not a 15 against a 2 in this area. The only one I could compare even before was Virginia losing that game to UMBC. We need to move on, though, to story number 3. And that involves the University of Louisville. They finally, after 5 years, got a ruling from the NCAA, from the IARP. I screwed it up one last time, but in a sense, they really didn't get much of a penalty other than the 5 years served. Only a $5,000 fine. They are not on NCAA probation in terms of banning from the tournament. That's a big story.
It's a big story, but I think it's a big story because it finally gave the university the opportunity to move on. It gave us an opportunity to see, okay, there is going to be a post-Pitino basketball era because for the past 5 years and then some, it was, this is the Pitino team we've been dealing with, the punishments that they've been dealing with. They haven't been able to build a successful basketball program because of these punishments and because of this dark cloud that has been looming over the program. The IARP decision, gosh, we're going to get excited to never say that again, but that decision finally gave Louisville the opportunity to move forward and start a new page under new head coach Kenny Payne. You can read more about our top 10 list online at WDRB.com. Just click on sports.
Yeah, no shortage of sports stories.